Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Know Your Giant. Cordale Flott is on the menu today. Cornerback LSU, third round pick number 81 from the New York Giants. I love it. This kid is depth, could be a starter, immensely talented. I like his upside. I think he's going to bring some competition to this cornerbacks room, to the defense, and I think he's going to contribute. LSU, Flott got kind of hurt a little bit because LSU lost a lot of players and everything, and they weren't in competition for a title. But then I think his grades might have popped up in the combine and everything if LSU was in the hunt for a national title and in the bigger games instead of all the problems that they ran into in that university. And I feel sorry for a lot of these kids. Uh, like I said, good upside, immense talent. Never gave up a touchdown, I believe. He started his sophomore junior year, played 8 games as a freshman. Um, just all around athlete. So let's delve into some of his numbers here. So the first thing we're going to do is look at the defense and the fumbles and everything. And we got up here his 3 years. Again, 8, 9, 29 games played, 68 tackles, 30 assists, 98 total for a loss of 5.5 yards with a pick. Point differential, 10. Forced fumbles, 2. Good numbers, solid numbers, especially when he's got no help in that secondary. He was basically doing it by himself, but they weren't throwing him the ball a lot. They were picking on the other side of the field. So basically, you could say he shut down the one side, but when the other guy is going up against the other team's star athletes and he's not that, yeah, I'm going to do the same thing too as a football guy. But when the ball was thrown his way, the guy played, the guy balled, the guy did his job. That's what we want here. I know it's the Bill Belichick thing, do your job. But that is really so important when it comes to the NFL. The coaches and everything, they plan for you to be in a certain spot, and that's what fills their defense, and that's what puts you in a position to make a play, to be the guy. The guy's got the talent to do that, I think. I really do. And then when we delve into his other statistics here, 6'1", tall kid, 165 pounds. Probably wouldn't hurt for him to put on a little bit of weight. Uh, Sorry, I hate these advertisements. I'm sorry, folks. Pop-ups, you know how annoying they are. His position rank is 40. Again, falls on a lot of the team. His 40 time was 4.5. Not the fastest. But if he's instinctive, shouldn't bother him too much. I think Wink Martindale just sees a kid that he can get some immense talent of, who's going to do what Wink wants to do. I think that's what it comes down to, is that this guy's going to fit the scheme. He's going to be the developmental player. That's a good word for it, developmental. Again, there's some of his stats over here on the right again. LSU, he's from Alabama. And, 7 and 5/8 inch hams, 30-inch arms for a span of almost 75 inches, 74 and 3/8. Then they got him rated 78.4 over 100. Again, talent. It's there. It can be brought out. It can be developed. A bad team. As Giants fans, we know how a team can affect one person's stats, because look at all the free agents that are on the market that were players and starters last year, still haven't been signed. So scheme matters. Pat, my guy, Big Pat Sports, he always says scheme matters. And that's a lot of it. When we broke down Wendell yesterday, scheme matters. Again, here, they think that they're going to be able to get something out of him. His draft grade was 6. His position rank was 40. College snaps, 1,326. College recruiting grade, he had a 3. So let's get into his strengths a little bit here. According to these guys, he's a coordinated athlete with good footwork and balance, a heady cover player with above average feel and anticipation in space. Feel. That's what Wink Martindale wants. That's why he's not worried about the 4 or 5 time. He has an above average feel and he anticipates. So instead of following the receiver when he makes his break, he's going to be able to anticipate it and be there, break it up, or intercept it, or have good enough coverage where the quarterback's not going to throw the ball his way. He has good instincts and anticipation, reads and reacts with discipline. Dangerous with the ball in his hands. Discipline. Scheme. Wink Martindale, I want you to go from here to here. Be there. Discipline. That's what they're looking at with a lot of. You starting to see a trend here. Wandale we broke down yesterday. Baller. This kid does what the coach says. Baller. That's why he's getting the strengths are there. He trusts his eyes with very good awareness, has very good reaction skills to break quickly on the ball. Those are the types of things that you want out of your corner, right? Savvy cover skills to recognize and anticipate routes, understands what's coming, and has good ball skills. Aware zone cornerback who is also adept in man coverage, flashing physical hand punch at the line and straight line speed to stay with receivers downfield. That's a prototypical corner. That's what you want. And in the 3rd round, we got this kid. You're not going to get all-stars, but this kid's coachable. This kid's got talent. And then if you look at his weaknesses, fails to maintain inside technique and man coverage, not a press corner. Okay, so going in, the coaching staff knows we've got to work on his inside technique and man coverage. Okay, that's fixable. I can do that. It's May. We don't play till September. Let me work with the kid. I think I can get something out of him. That's what a coach says. I like this kid. I think I can get something out of him. He struggles to break down in space and can be a liability against the run at the 2nd level. Again, coaching. These things can be said because LSU was that bad with the injuries. If he's constantly, out of position doing what he's got to do and the running back breaks free, I'm not saying it's all the team. It could be him too. But I can't sit here and judge these weaknesses like that, not knowing the whole situation. I don't know. I don't follow LSU football. I don't know what really happened with that team. All I know is what's reported. I know Stingley went down. I know they lost a lot of players, and that really hurt their win-loss. And the last one is Will slip off tackles and needs to finish more consistently. And we all know that Wink Martindale's not going to allow that, because if that happens and he's on the field and a receiver breaks a tackle and Wink's defense, that's a big gain. You can't have that. But when you've those really aren't that bad of a weakness, though, coming from a coaching standpoint or a player with talent to take a chance in the 3rd round and maybe get a stud. Maybe get a guy that's going to get a 2nd contract. Let's look at it that way. This could be a guy that gets a 2nd contract. For New York Giants fans, that's huge. We don't sign guys to 2nd contracts. We let them walk. Sterling Shepard's the only guy I can remember that got a 2nd contract on this team in a long while. This just not doesn't happen. Oh, that's about it. What they got on that. How other scouting services rate Cordale flott. You can look. Okay, I get this is great. I love this chart. I'm just looking at this chart right now. And you got 4 big media groups here: CBS Sports, Pro Football Focus, Mock Draft, NFL Draft Buzz. Look at how that chart goes. That's how different everybody sees this kid. So you know what, fans, when you say, who is this guy? Apparently some teams don't like him, others do. That's everybody's draft board, though. Everybody's draft board has that. We all hear about guys that are day one projects, but teams take them off the board because of red flags or something that happened. You know, not every team is going to scout and evaluate that player the same way. So when you read this information, take it with a grain of salt. You know, just because ESPN says this guy stinks, don't say he stinks too. I mean, we all have one of these. Google. Check him out first. Think about your coaching staff and what upsides does this kid bring? He needs to learn a little bit more on his press coverage and he needs to work on his tackling. That's not a bad combination to have to coach into a young kid coming out of college. That should be pretty easy to get that guy to figure out how to do that. A little bit of one-on-one time. Have him work off to the side with one of the other assistant coaches. Work on that. Work on that. Yeah, he's getting better, coach, or he's getting worse. Well, why is he getting worse? That's our problem. That's our job. How did he get worse? Was it him? Was it us? If it's us, what the hell did we do to make him worse? We need to go back and relook. We got to make this kid better. Because a lot of people are excited to be on the New York Giants now. You see the enthusiasm these draft picks had when they said that they were getting picked by the New York Giants. They read the writing on the wall. These college kids, they watch pro football. They're more enveloped into it than we are. They know that the Giants are up and coming. They're gonna work. And we all know what Shane's doing. He's bringing in guys to compete. This ain't going to be no cakewalk like it was for the last few years just to get on the team, to get $1 million payday. Those days are over. Sayonara, see ya. Don't want nothing to do with that stuff anymore. From now on, it's all about competition. This kid's going to bring in competition. But this is the difference that, just 4 different places have on one kid. So I guess that's why I jump to defend people, because it's like, well, this guy said this kid's a talent. I think this kid could be a starter in a year or two. Maybe this year, maybe halfway through. Maybe he gets thrown out there because of injury. I think he's going to be ready to ball. He knows how to deal with adversity. If LSU lost all those players, but yet this kid's putting up those numbers, he's balling. He's playing. Doesn't matter what the team's doing. Win or lose. He's out there doing his friggin' job. That's what I want from my Giants players. Winning or losing, do your job. Because we all know how funny football is, and it can turn just like that. You might be down going into the fourth quarter, but we've seen some phenomenal fourth quarters where the team comes back. We've seen some phenomenal games where the team might get down early, big time, but come back. Do your job. Stay in the game. Keep your focus. We forget about that stuff as Giants fans because we've been losing so friggin' long. But it's a big part of the game, and we don't talk about that enough. There's more aspects to this game. The little intricacies of a defense, of an offense, making sure special teams does their job. That's what we're going to start seeing now. And I think this kid's going to bring a fire to this team, and he's going to make some people work. He's going to want to start in position. I looked for achievements and awards and everything. I couldn't, there's not much really there. But then again, LSU fall on hard times last year. I'm sure this kid has awards, but Google just would not give me anything. Yeah, it's funny how this stuff works. I mean, all I found was his draft, his combine, his, all sorts of stuff. But, how did he do in college football? What awards did he win? What yada yada. I'm sure this kid has won some. But sometimes that information is like fine mist. You just can't get a hold of it because you don't know where the hell to look, like me. But I hope you appreciated this video. I hope you like it. If you did, please give me a like button. If you like this type of content, please hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, get notified. I'm going to do as many of these Know Your Giants videos a week as I possibly can. And I hope you all stay tuned for the next one. Let's delve deep into these guys. Let's get to know them a little bit. And I hope you have a great day. Till the next one, folks. Peace.